to walk you through a guided visualization that's going to help us move some of this energy around money. Especially what we've talked about up until now has been a lot of the energy work. And this is going to help you shift your perspective around money and release any of those energetic blocks you may have. And I also want to share this is a really great visualization and meditation to do for anything. You can imagine your soulmate clients in this process. You can also imagine your social media, your Instagram. But for right now, for this first time doing it, I just want you to imagine money. Okay, so get comfortable, take a few deep breaths, and close your eyes whenever you're ready. And I just want you to imagine that you're walking into a coffee shop. And in the coffee shop, you're about to have a little meeting, a little get-together with money. And so I want you to imagine you walk over and sit down at a chair at a table, and across from the table is money, your friend, or maybe even your enemy. Doesn't matter, whatever comes up is totally fine. But I just want you to imagine that you're sitting across the table from money. And I want you to notice what money looks like. What does it feel like as it's across the table from you? How far is it from you? If it's a color, what color is it? If it's a feeling, what feeling is it? And just take notice of what it looks like to you. And allow whatever comes up to come up. There is no right or wrong to any of this. And as we go through this process, if things come up and they're not the way you want them to be, don't worry about it, because at the end we're going to release a lot of it. So just notice how money looks and what it feels like. Maybe give it a color if it were to have a color. And now what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a perspective shift. And I want you to imagine that you are now money. So you're actually sitting across from the table looking at yourself. And I want you to notice, what does money have to say about you? What does money feel about you? Does it have any feeling towards you? Does it have anything to say to you? And just notice the energy between money and you as you're looking through the eyes of money. Good, and just sit with that for a minute. Good, and now I want you to take your attention off of you, and I want you to just be money. Just sit in the chair as if you are money and feel into what money feels like. If you have words to describe it, that's fine. If you don't, just give it a color. Give it a shape or a texture. Does it feel heavy? Does it feel light? Does it feel prickly? And what color is it? And just notice how it feels to be money. Good. Now, what most people will experience when they do this exercise is an energy of neutrality from all positions. So they'll feel a very neutral energy throughout this entire meditation, throughout this entire exercise. If you're feeling any sort of charged energy, charged emotion, any sort of heavy negative energy, that's totally fine. We're going to go and release that in a moment. So just allow it to be there. You're not doing anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just showing us where your energy is currently calibrated at when it comes to money. Or if you're doing this exercise and imagining Instagram or your soulmate client, it's just showing you where you're at with that. Very good. Okay, so now what we want to do is I actually want you to shake your body out. This kind of clears your brain, clears your body, clears your nervous system, just allows everything to shift back, okay? So just go ahead and shake your arm, shake your body just a little bit. Take a deep breath. And now what I want you to do is any of that energy that felt heavy, very charged, any of that, maybe you had a color that showed up for you that was dark and gloomy and bleak, any of that energy that's charged, I want you to imagine that you're putting it into a ball on the table in front of you. And if you want, if it helps, you can even imagine using your actual hands and forming a ball in front of you of this energy, of this charge, and setting it on the table in front of you and building this ball of energy up and up and up until all of the energy is removed from you and is in this ball. And with every exhale, more of that energy, that heavy energy, that charged energy is releasing easily and effortlessly into this ball. Just keep moving that energy until it's all there in the ball. And then what I want you to do is most of this energy that's in the ball is from our programming or from collective consciousness. It's from our parents or people on social media or how we were raised. It's not ours. This isn't ours. So what I want you to do is I want you to take this ball of energy and I want you to imagine there's another chair at the table. And I want you to imagine that you're just taking this ball and you're giving it back to whatever shows up for you in the chair. So if you're thinking of money, I want you to imagine maybe it's your mom who shows up or your family or your father. Just allow whatever comes to come up for you. And if nobody shows up, that's okay too. It's totally fine. But that chair, we're going to call it our collective consciousness chair. It's the chair where we have collected programming and things that are not ours, and we're going to give it back. So I want you to imagine you're giving that ball of energy back to whoever or whatever shows up in that chair. And I want you to just imagine saying, this isn't mine. I no longer accept this. I no longer need this. I'm giving this back. It belongs to you. And notice as you do that, you allow that energy to go completely from your bodies and completely from your system. And you give it back to who gave it to you, or what gave it to you, or who it belongs to. Good. And then just take a few deep breaths to allow that to integrate within your system. And also notice what comes up for you. If you feel any sense of guilt about giving back that energy to whoever gave it to you, I want you to look at that. And I want you to feel into why you feel responsible for something that was never yours. Sometimes we hold on to money stories from our parents, and then we have guilt about not holding on to them. We almost feel guilty giving it back to who gave it to us. But I challenge you here to understand that it's not your responsibility to carry that burden for them. They are not your responsibility. You don't have to take on their emotions. You don't have to take on their feelings. It doesn't make you a bad person. Everybody's on their own karmic journey. They have their own lessons to learn. And by not giving it back, you're actually not allowing them to learn the lessons that they're here to learn. If you're taking responsibility for other people's feelings about money, where else in life are you making yourself responsible for how other people feel? So I want you to allow yourself to truly give that back now. Now that that energy's gone, take a deep breath. And now I want you to notice how money feels as you're sitting in that chair. And I want you to go back to your chair. So now you're sitting across from money once again. And I want you to just notice the energy. Does it feel neutral now? Does it still feel kind of charged? Again, whatever you experience is totally fine. If it doesn't feel neutral yet, go through this exercise again whenever you feel called, until we get to that place of neutrality, because money is just energy and it's all neutral. And then whenever you're ready, I want you to just open your eyes, come back to the present moment. And whatever lessons your subconscious needed to learn, it has learned. It will now integrate these for you effortlessly and easily. And take a deep breath and continue on with your day.